necessary thing. So that is unprompted I decided to do.
Yeah.
Good, I played last year. This year I will be it's a grandfather problem. So
I know. Doesn't matter.
Yes, it is. Right. Just a few moments longer.
well, thank you. Thank you very much.
We're supposed to travel abroad, you cancelled it.
Very grateful for this. This is a very important event for us, for the cause as well. I mean, given the work all of you have done, I think.
Mr. Rujan Panjwani, Executive Director, Edelweiss Financial Services. Mr. Sumit Rai, MD and CEO, Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance. Mr. Rahul Bose, actor and a known social activist. Dr. Sunil Shroff, Trustee, Mohan Foundation. Dr. S.K. Mathur, President of Zonal Transplant Coordination Center, known as ZTCC Mumbai. And of course, our friends from media. To take this event forward, I would like to invite Sumit Rai on stage to share some interesting insights here on organ donation.
Thank you, Vincent. As always, you start the event off on a bright note. The dress is looking particularly natty today.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you everyone for having made it here. Tuesday afternoon at 12:30, I know can be a challenge for a lot of people to get to this part of town. So, and there are many people who've flown in from Delhi and also. So thank you very much for taking out the time and coming here today. Edelweiss Tokyo Life has been working for the last 8 years to try and protect the dreams and aspirations of the average Indian. Now, as we've done this work over the period of years, we've realized that what we do is largely financial. We try and make sure that the family, if a misfortune was to happen, doesn't miss its loved one. So that's what we've been trying to do over the years. But we also realized over the years that there are other things that are equally important. And there are lots of other things that we could be a part of, where we could make a significant impact in doing exactly that, protecting the dreams and aspirations of the average Indian. And this whole thing about organ donation started from that thought. What is it that we could participate in that helps people live longer, live happier, helps protect families, their dreams and aspirations, and so on and so forth. So this comes out of that desire of being able to do more. As we started studying this more, we realized that I think one of the big problems in India is not the level of awareness about organ donation, because the level of awareness is very high, but what happens after that. And so we decided that we will try and use this month of November as an awareness and action driving month where Edelweiss Tokyo Life will take this forward. We were very, very fortunate to have Mohan Foundation join us as partners, as someone who's done groundbreaking work in this area. No, we couldn't have found a better partner than you. So thank you for partnering with us. Thank you so much. Somebody like Rahul, who's himself donated a few months ago, to step forward and be a part of this. Again, in a country like ours, somebody like Rahul participating in this, I'm sure will add a lot of impetus to what we're trying to do. So thank you, Rahul, for stepping forward and doing this. Over a period of time, as we started getting into this, we started to figure out what is it that we really need to do. There's one part of knowing, that this is something that what we needed to do. So we commissioned a research to try and figure out which part of the organ donation cycle is one which needs help and work. And we found some very interesting results. But before we go into the results, and I'll just talk about it very quickly, I do want to call Rashesh and Rujan on stage to unveil the report which we will share subsequently. I also want to thank all the friends from media who are here, because without you, some of this will not work. So thank you for taking time out and joining us today. Can we have the report, please?
Yeah. I request Wali and Kudrat to kindly help.
बंद करो यार प्रोजेक्टर का।
Ladies and gentlemen, the unveiling of the report.
What are the part you feel you're doing so very unceremonious? Thank you. Now,
Title Life After Life.
excellent.
Thank you, Rashesh.
Thank you all. May I request Rashisha to kindly stay back on stage and say a few words, please.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that introduction. It's, I think, 25 years down the line, I don't do what I don't want to do. I don't do what I have to do. And it's always been that way, my choice of films, the foundations I've opened. And it's a real pleasure to be here. So, you know, most people mean 10% of what they say when they say it's a real pleasure to be in places. But it's a real pleasure to be here because I want to be here. I'm happy to have done what I've done. You should know this, that before Sumit and his team at Edelweiss Tokyo, and before Pallavi and her team at the Mohan Foundation, Dr. Shroff, I had been approached by a friend whose husband had benefited from a live liver donation. And so she championed the cause, and there was a function organized by CII, Pallavi, by CII, that Mohan Foundation was a part of about a month ago. And I pledged my organs there and then. Let me explain to you why. I think today in India, most people want to give back something to society. Most people are aware that if they cross the road, the levels of poverty, pain, discrimination, and sorrow are nothing compared to what they're going through. You just have to cross the road in India. And there is something that stays with us like a hook in our head and our heart, that is there anything I can do? And most of us wonder, what can I do? And even if I can do something, who do I give it to? And will it be used properly? And all these are the very natural questions to anybody who decides to start giving back. So there are three ways in which a human being can give back to society. One, your time. Let's say that you're very poor, you're not very skilled, but you have lots of time. Well, all you have to do perhaps is to volunteer, and we can use your services to work in a langar, read books to the visually challenged. You don't need great skill for any of these things as long as you have time. The second way we can give back to society if you have no money and limited time is your skill. You're a fantastic footballer and you're busy playing all over the world, but can you give us 1 hour a year to teach 100 promising children? Yes, I can. So with the expertise that you hold, the skill that you have, that's how you give back to society. Limited time and no money. And finally, I have lots of money. I don't have much skill. I'm just a businessman selling textiles. And I have very little time. So what I can give you is my money. Now I have to find which cause I would like to support. Invariably, what I always tell people who have money is go for a cause that's closest to your heart, that's closest to the environment of pain within you. Some people react very strongly to cancer because they lost a parent to cancer. For them, giving money for cancer is easier than giving money for the upkeep of stray dogs, which is also important, but not close to that person's environment of pain, so to speak. So there's time, there's skill, and there's money. But here's the thing about organ donation. It doesn't require anything. It doesn't require your time. It doesn't require your skill. It certainly doesn't require your money. All it requires for you to do actually is die. And that's going to happen to all of us sometime or the other. So the sacrifice quotient in this and only this I have encountered in my entire life is zero. I have to do nothing. I just have to, as we all will, sign a card and forget about it. And then the goodwill that you will gain after you're gone, and this is something that I'm going to be tweeting about today. All of us want to be remembered for the life that we led. We want to be remembered positively. We hope to be remembered positively. But think how we will be remembered if we actually gave life. Not in one way, as Sumit has pointed out, in 11 ways, to potentially 11 people. If those who believe in karma can understand the kind of good karma points you will collect at the end of your life. And I keep reiterating to everyone, you have to do nothing. This is not anything that requires you to compromise on your current lifestyle even 1%. So what happens after? Dr. Shroff spoke very eloquently about this, is that, okay, I'm ready. Sumit, your research shows I'm ready to do it. What do I do? That first step we can make very simple. Okay, I've signed on. Now what do I do? What Dr. Shroff didn't tell you, which of course he speaks about and Pallavi speaks about a lot, is before you die, don't wait for counselors to come to your family after you die. You counsel your family before you die. Look, when this happens, this is what I want you to do. Number one, please, all religions preach for the goodness of the other. This is my religion. No matter which religion, formal religion I follow, the basic tenet of all religions is if you can help somebody, just do it right now. So that's the religion I follow. Second, when I die, I want you to ensure, and I want here, please see these photographs of people whose heart, liver, intestines, pancreas has been taken away. See the body. After that, it looks exactly the same. It looks exactly the same. Third, you might have a belief in the afterlife. I believe to have an afterlife, if at all it happens, glowing with the sense of good karma without an eye is better than to have an afterlife with both your eyes and you're damned to bad karma. If at all there is an afterlife. And finally, this is the way it has to be done. And we can spread this information later. Yes, there are only a few places, very skilled hospitals that are able to harvest your organs successfully. You cannot die in a tiny village somewhere in the center of India and expect your organs to be harvested overnight like this and used. That is a fact. So, dear family, if this is going to happen and we can see it happening, I want to be in XYZ ABC 1, 2, 3, 4 places in close proximity so that this can be done. Because right now, as we speak today, I don't know, Dr. Shroff, how many places, below 20 perhaps in the country, which can actually have the skill and the doctors and the facilities to harvest your organs. And that 20 will become, inshallah, when the day we all go, maybe 200, but it still won't be 20,000. So where are those 20 or 200 places I can be at, where you should take me to, as my family? Because if you believe in my last wish, this is it. This is the way I want to go. After this, the 7 or 8 people that my organs will go to, I won't be around, but certainly they will come to you. And there's some very powerful films on the internet where a man says, this is my daughter, and she has your wife's eyes. And this is my father, and he has your wife's heart. So all of that put together, I cannot see any reason why we would not do this. And I go back to my first point. There is no sacrifice involved here. It's only the most massive goodness and good wishes that you will get, literally, for doing nothing but what the biological process demands that will happen to us is one day that will go. Sumit, to your team at Edelweiss Tokyo, Gaurav, all of you who've done such a fantastic job turning this around so quickly, Pallavi, Dr. Shroff at the Mohan Foundation, and all the seminal work that you're doing to push this thing for the last 23 years. Dr. Mathur, thank you so much for all the coordination and the distribution challenges that you're facing. You have my support, without a doubt. I'm here. Organs have been pledged, and one day, hopefully, 7 people will thank my sister one day when it happens. But sign on. It's a no-brainer. Literally a no-brainer. Thanks.
Thank you, Rahul, for a powerful message. Of course, we feel as one family when we understand this a little deeper. We'll have 2 more pledge cards, and we invite 2 people, to come here and pledge. If there's only 1 person coming, I'm standing right here, so I'd like to be part 2. Come. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the organ donation pledge. This is what we'd like you to take up right now. It says, yes, I am an organ donor. Shabnam is right here.
Excuse me.
Are they all taken?
Still.
Rahul, you want to do it again? You are already. Again, take it again.
This is also the time we take the organs.
No harm at all.
So I'm seeing this is Abhishek is right here. Shabnam too.
Excuse me. स्टील बैठिए प्लीज हो गया आपका स्टील
So I think this is a great opportunity. Let's have a big round for this. We of course welcoming the audience to sign on the same on the pledge cards right here today. And let's take a step as we have learned, we have heard, and of course we have understood the cause that we're trying to do right on. So while all this comes to a great time, I would like to invite Rujan to kindly come and give the vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, you are
Everybody wants to join? 3 and 3. Yeah. How many of you? Never. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Maybe the gym.
There was light coming in the face. Yeah.
With the placards?
Yeah.
Sure. Fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Amazing feeling of pride. Yes, I'm an organ donor.
One second. Okay, thank you.
We just want one with you, the foundation team.
Sure.
if you don't mind.
With the placard, without the placard?
No, with them.
The placard doesn't matter, you're an ambassador. Pallavi and Jaya. Quick. Seema.
एक और कहीं बोल रहे थे बोलो सुना भी तो थैंक यू
Okay? Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
You travel to UK or USA? Yeah, lots. So we have.
Yes, you all know that.
Rahul is very shy.
Got it by the way.
Pleasure. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Long time. Hi. Hello, doctor. Rahul. Yes. Yes. Hi. Hi.
And Tubbs.
Hi, we spoke about that. Most important. Catch it.